Back downstairs, Sam had gone for the fridge again and plopped down on the sofa with a package of raw hamburger meat. Clinging to Janny, Vincent had become quite enamored with the baby rattle and could not seem to understand its purpose. "I cannot wait to teach you how to play the violin," she said. She could have passed him off as one of her own. As she held him, she felt a deep sense of nostalgia. Her eyes became distant, and she didn't even notice Sam. "I thought you shouldn't hold kids for that long," Rain asked while she mopped the remains of the spilled drinks off the floor. "He can be a little spoiled," Janny crooned. "I can't wait till he's old enough to help me clean." "Nonsense. I just make you clean because you need the discipline. And Sam is your friend." "Discipline, huh?" He'd heard Janny and threw a glance in her direction. "I'd be more than happy to make a mess if you want to have her cleaning stuff." "Do it and I'll kick your ass." "Rain, watch your mouth. Vincent has young ears." "Yeah, seriously, you're just as bad as Jaws up there. And as far as beating me goes, we both know you don't stand a chance." "You have to sleep sometime," she warned. "Yeah, and what are you gonna do, scribble marker across my face again?" Sam hadn't forgotten what had transpired in the past. "Ooh, I'm real terrified." "When I shove a tarantula down your throat or get rid of your drug stash, then we'll see who's terrified." "Well, for one, I'm already dead, so that's just kinda gross. And for two, I haven't had a good smoke in almost 3 years, so, if you can find a drug stash, more power to you. If you really want to play the Fear Factor game, though, you're messing with the wrong guy. We both know I'd have you crap in your drawers." "Your face is scary, but I've gotten used to that." Rain set down the mop. "I hope you sleep well tonight. If you come into my room or try anything disgusting, I'll put a bullet in your head." "Not gonna do you much good, but it's a tempting offer. Actually, I was thinking about messing with Vance. I never did manage to get him back for Greenville." "Go ahead. He's still depressed over Liz." "Please. You know, she becomes quite the slut in the next couple of years. Totally not worth anybody's time." "Leah owes me money." Chuckling to himself, Sam shook his head. "I never did see her again, though. Not really. I wonder if Matt's still over there. I'd very much like to try to talk to him. Although at this point I think it's probably a lost cause." "I told Leah to avoid Greenville. She's here with us. Have you seen me in the future?" "Maybe." He gave a smile. "I'm not really at liberty to talk about it." "What? What do you mean?" Rain suddenly leapt over the couch to sit beside him. "Tell me." "I'm not sure. You know the whole space-time thing?" "Tell me." "Well, I will tell you this much. You're going to want to stay away from Cypress Town in a place called Warwick County. Lots of trouble going to go on there in a few years. Other than that, I can't really say. Although..." Upon hearing the name Cypress, Janny shook her head. "Rain, that town is cursed." Her stomach churned at the thought of what had occurred there, and she held Vincent closer. "Why would I go there?" Rain didn't want to tell her what had happened with Ryan and Soren. "Although what, Sam? Come on, Miss Cleo." "Although, there is this one dude," he trailed. "One dude? What dude? I don't know any dudes. I just know asses like you and Vance." "Don't worry about it. You'll find out one day." "Come on, Sam, what the hell? Do you need to read my palm or something? I want to know." Janny flicked her ear. "Why would you want to know the future? It takes the fun out of life." "Janny's right. By telling you, I might actually be setting it up to happen. The future I've seen, it'll come to pass. Ryan wasn't lying when he said time is a set thing. If it happened then, it'll happen now. There's nothing anyone can do about it. Of course, that doesn't mean that the event can't be triggered in different ways. One destination, many roads to get there. By telling you about your future, I could be causing it. It's better to just let time play out the way it should. Besides," he looked at Vinny, "you don't want anything bad to happen to the kid, do you?" "If it hurts him, I don't want to know." "Then let's not talk about it." "I think I'll make dinner before you two decide to ruin our lives." Janny set Vincent down on an oriental rug with the rattle, and Rain immediately turned to watch. Shaking the toy, he went to put it in his mouth about 10 seconds later. "You better make sure he doesn't choke on that." "Vinny, no, that's not for your mouth. We might have to buy the kid a binky." "He'll probably chew on that too," Sam replied as Vincent bit down hard across the plastic. "Vinny, no, you can't eat plastic. Spit it out," Rain said sternly. "I'll bring Vance down here." "Inf!" he squealed and continued to chew. "Do you need some help?" Sam got up and walked over. Kneeling beside him, he raised his palm, which suddenly flashed a deep neon black. "Hey, kid," he whistled as the plastic dropped from his mouth and he went to reach for the darkness instead. "Bad, Vinny, no plastic." His expression became a pout, and once the darkness vanished, he burst into hysterics. "Oh my God, really? I can't believe this kid. What is so terrifying?" "Your face." Rain sat down again. "My face? How is this any scarier than before?" "I don't know. I'll bring him up to his brother." She figured Vance could cheer him up and vice versa. Back upstairs, he was still lying in the bed, half asleep and wholly miserable. "Hey, Vinny's getting fussy." Pulling himself up, Vance looked down at the boy, who immediately crawled toward him. "Aunt!" he wailed, and like a magnet was glued to his side. "Still moping? Want me to grab you a beer?"
"Nah, that's all right. I was gonna go out and get something soon anyway. I'll give him a mouse tonight, and you and your friends can have fun trying to make him eat a normal dinner."
"Vance, you should be happy for him." Rain held Vinny's hand.
"I am."
He sighed while Vincent stared at her. But you're not happy. He loves you, Vance. He's not going to leave you.
Look, October's a shitty month for me.
It's almost over.
Yeah, I know.
What's so bad about it?
Halloween. My birthday.
You were born on Halloween? Ren rubbed her face.
3 a.m., October 30th. It's pretty close.
Johnny will suggest we throw you a party.
No.
His expression darkened.
Don't say a word to anyone. I only told you so you'd get off my back about it. It's not a day I like to remember.
Why? Because you're getting old?
No, it's just not a good day for me. I don't need any reminders of how horrible my life is.
Horrible? You've got a cute little brother and a place to stay. What's horrible about it?
Vinny's the one good thing that's happened to me in forever.
Vance reached down to muse his brother's hair. Well, that's one thing, so be happy you've got it.
I'm not a very happy person, in case you haven't noticed.
Hey, I know you wear terribly cheap suits, but that's no reason to be miserable.
My suit is not cheap.
It's cheap, Rain insisted with a grin. Cheaper than that hair gel you use.
It's a $3,000 custom-made suit. It is not cheap. And I'm not currently wearing hair gel, so don't even start.
Yeah, now you just look like an emo kid.
A what?
An emo kid, she sighed. You know, someone who's depressed and wears uncomfortably feminine pants.
Whoa, wait a second, time out. Depressed? Okay, sure, I'll give you that, but feminine? Not a fucking chance.
I don't know about you sometimes, she said passively.
Please, you'd have better luck finding a unicorn.
Vance looked down at Vinny, who had begun to chew on the side of his pants.
Hey, stop that. How many times do I have to tell you? No teeth.
Even he doesn't like the suit.
Would you shut up about the fucking suit?
Vance threw his hands in the air while Vinny smiled and babbled something that sounded pretty close to the F word. Look what you did, Rand demanded. No, Vinny, that's a bad word.
I didn't teach him that.
Really? Because you just said it. She brought a finger to her lips as the little boy said it again. No, Vinny, no saying that word.
Yeah, then don't repeat that, especially not to the Rain clone downstairs.
She's not my clone, she's my ancestor.
Same difference.
She could pass as your mom. You two look alike.
Ugh, now that's a scary thought, he shuddered. I don't think she has the smile for it, though.
Giving her quite the ominous grin, Vinny took notice and let out a gasp.
You know, Vance sighed, one of these days I'm gonna sit you in front of a mirror until you realize you do it too.
Rain grinned as she saw Vincent's face. My fangs are better, right, Vin? He gave a slight nod and went to cling to her instead.
Pfft, you're so lame. And please, we all know damn well you'd be hard-pressed to find anything out there that can rival me in the dental department.
That's okay. I don't want teeth like yours. My dental bill would leave me broke.
I don't need one. They grow back.
Aren't you lucky? Hey, Vin, you want to come to the Halloween dance with me?
Huh, maybe you should take him. I'm sure he'd be the life of the party. Or you could just go with Sam. If you want to win the costume contest, he's a surefire way to do it.
I'm not in the mood to babysit Sam.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the mood for any more dancing monkeys, so you're shit out of luck.
I wasn't going to ask you.
Good, because I wasn't asking you to.
Good, because I don't want to go with you.
Then I guess this conversation is over.
Yeah, it is. Rain got up. I'm getting dinner. Watch him until I come back. Reaching out to take his brother, Vance drew a long sigh and leaned against the pillow. By now, Sam had wandered into the kitchen to watch Jenny cook. Do you want me to make you something? She asked. Like what? Like food. Aren't you hungry? Are you kidding? Food would be awesome right now. You know what I've been living on for the past 6 months? You probably don't want to know. You haven't had a decent meal in 6 months? Johnny stopped to look at him. Why didn't you say anything earlier? Well, you kind of had a sword in my face for one thing, and yeah, I mean, it's not like I could just walk into a supermarket. People would kind of get the vibe. Or the smell, Rand commented from the doorway. I don't smell. Yeah, right, you could stop a charging animal just by exhaling. Whoa, hey, it's not like I'm rotting, okay? When I start to look like something out of a Romero film, then you can point fingers and laugh. But until I start craving human flesh and half my face falls off, keep your comments to yourself. Human flesh? If you try to bite me, we're gonna have issues. Oh my god, I'm not a literal zombie, you moron. Enough. Johnny handed Rain a pot of boiling water and noodles. Drain it, let's go. Sam needs nourishment. Yeah, what she said. He pointed at the pot with a grin. You are not allergic to anything, are you? He shook his head. Not anymore. What were you allergic to before? Johnny asked while Rain put a bowl of food in front of him. Here, I spit in it. She wasn't serious, but she wasn't happy about serving him either. Pepto-Bismol. Sam flipped her off and began to tear into it. So wait a sec. You guys doing anything for the holiday? Johnny smiled faintly. This is Rain's first Halloween. She has never had an American Halloween. They have some dance at her school, and there's a little parade we just have to bring Vincent to. I wanted to have a party myself, but work will get in the way. A dance? Really? That sounds like a fun party crash. Parades are fun too. First Halloween, huh? He looked at the younger vampire. Special. If you ruin it, Sam, I will not feel bad about turning a fog light on you. I'm not going to the dance anyway. I don't even have a date. How could I ruin it? Having me at a Halloween party is like having Santa Claus at a Christmas party. And you could always bring Vance. I'm sure he'll do his Beetlejuice thing. Come to think of it, that might be a good idea, actually. You can crash your school party, Johnny smiled. But my Halloween party is the scariest of scary. I'm the Lord of fucking Darkness. Aside from her, maybe? Sam pointed at Rain. What could be scarier than me? So confident, she mused. You may have some merit, but believe me, there are things out there that are a lot scarier. I'm not so sure about that. Regardless, we cannot have a Halloween party here. I cannot be host with a bunch of renegades in my house. Renegades? Sam arched a brow. Well, you could always throw Vance out. He's useless and annoying anyway. Vinny's kinda cool, though. At least he has the potential to be. Shave that mop off his head and get him a damn binky so he stops screaming all the time. We are not throwing his only brother out, Johnny said as she took more food from the oven. Vance and Vincent stay together. We're not shaving his hair either, Rain defended staunchly. It's beautiful. Beautiful? Sam went to pick up a second plate with a smirk. He looks like a Vance clone. It's like Mini-Me and Dr. Evil, y'all, except Vance is a moron. Thanks for ruining my image of the poor kid. I suspect Rain does not think Vance is ugly. Yeah, well, she's the one who said she was with him, Sam mused. She told me Vinny was her kid. How wrong is that? I am starting to think she really does want him to take her to the dance, Johnny said sagely. You guys are so off base. First off, Sam, it was a joke. Second, Johnny, I don't go to human dances. No thanks. I don't need a repeat of Greenville. Hey, you didn't even get messed with last time, so what are you complaining about? Oh, that's right, you did, Rain said pointedly. Yeah, well, revenge is still on my to-do list, Sam muttered, although before he could say anything else, his attention was caught by the subtle beeping of a small silver wristwatch. Aw, shit. Reaching down, he pulled up his sleeve to eye the time, which was already well past 5. Crap, I gotta go. Lord of Darkness time? Rain wasn't sure she wanted to be sitting so close to him anymore. You change form after dusk. It's kind of a long story, but real quick. He held up a finger. A friend of ours gave me something a while back that helps, but... Sam thought for a second before pointing toward Rain. You know how people do some stupid shit when they're wasted? You lost the stone? She shouted. Tell me you did not do something that stupid. No, of course I didn't lose the stone. Come on, give me a little credit. Maybe clean out your ears, too. Soren gave me that stone and it helps. I used to just black out, but now it's kind of more like being drunk. Everything just seems like a good idea. I'm sure you can relate. Johnny crossed her arms. How often do you get drunk, Rain? I don't get drunk, she protested. Yeah, sure you don't. As the watch on his wrist went off again, Sam reached down to silence it. Oh, damn, I really gotta run. Thanks for dinner. Come back tomorrow, Samuel. I will have breakfast and an early lunch. Pausing for a moment, Sam looked at Rain. Who said you could tell her my full name? He barked. Breakfast sounds amazing. I will definitely be back for that. Oh, and Rain, pleasant dreams. Try getting past my locks. Johnny declined to defend Rain since she'd guessed his name as Sam took off into the nearest alley and vanished. When the sun rose again, a gentle stream of gold began to filter its way into the room. Bundled in the sheets, Vincent continued to sleep until his attention was caught by a particularly strange sound from above. Opening his eyes, he looked toward the ceiling where a large void of black energy gave way. A shadow was cast over Rain's sleeping form, and Vincent began to clap as hot, sticky breath beat up against the nape of her neck. Sam, get away from me. Opening its jaws, the shadow screeched, eyes flaring gold as it stood with a very skeletal grin. Vinny, no. Rain went to pick up the baby, who reached for one of its antennae. Yanking as hard as he could, he squealed with joy while Sam's eyes widened and he quickly backed away. How's that for a good morning? Rain flung a pillow at his face. Vinny, come on, that's enough. Sam's learned his lesson. The shadows vanished as Vincent laughed. His expression, however, quickly faltered, and a few seconds later a blood-curdling scream was heard from downstairs. Come on, Vin, time to go say good morning to your brother. How'd you end up with me, anyway? Vincent's attention petered as they found Vance clinging to a pillow. He was staring in horror at the shadowed fiend which had him cornered on the sofa. Baring its teeth, it hissed, and he remained scrunched up in a ball at the far end of the couch, his own teeth spread apart in a snarl.
Oath,
the child giggled while Sam shuffled back.
Wait a minute,
Vance stammered, jawline returning to normal.
He's afraid of you?
He's afraid of Vinny, actually.
Oh, really?
He looked at Sam, who glared between them and slithered back into the dark. Stepping from the wall as a void opened across it, he reached up to rub the side of his head. The second his eyes came in contact with Vincent, however, the boy began to wail. You seriously gotta do something about that, yo. Your kid is freaking backwards. He's not backwards, Rain said darkly. He found his way to the floor last night. She handed him to his brother.
Yeah, well, so did you, Vance replied. You know, you could have taken the bed.
I figured you'd take it.
I don't sleep in the same room as other people.
We've slept in the same room before.
Not in that close of a proximity.
Hey, Vance, come here. I know how to make the kid happy. Sam motioned for him with a finger.
Yeah, so do I. How about you go away?
Jenny already said the magic breakfast word. I'm not going anywhere. Come here. Jenny's sleeping. Give her another hour. She works nights, vampire problems. Sam gave up and walked to Vance instead. Relax, it's not going to wake anybody up. Give me your hand, douchebag. Vance quickly pulled away.
Not on your life.
Oh, come on, look at that face. Sam pointed to Vincent, who took one look at him and started right up again. He's miserable. Come on, Rain, back me up here. You want to see the kid smile, don't you? Just give him the boy. Maybe Sam will actually make him happy. Oh, I don't need the kid. Just him. Reaching out, he grabbed Vance by the arm and dug his fingers into his flesh, causing his nails to grow jagged. Letting him go, he grabbed one of his antennae, which he gave to Vincent. Here you go, kid. Now you can pull to your heart's content. Wrapping both hands around it, he gave a hard tug, which caused his brother to wince. Rain's eyes became the color of Spanish moss. Are you serious, Sam? Get out of here. I can't deal with you in the morning. What? Come on. Payback, he mused as Vincent continued to yank.
Get him the fuck off,
Vance hissed through his teeth. Hurts, doesn't it?
You're a royal shit, you know that?
Vinny, stop. Rain gently unpried his fingers. Told you it'd work. I see you children are up and as rowdy as ever. Jenny's voice echoed down the stairs. She wore a peach-colored blouse and white pants. No one could tell her sweat clothes were okay to wear, even to sleep. Making her way to the sofa, she held out a shopping bag. Pick which costume looks better on Vincent, will you? I will make breakfast as promised.
What is?
Vance reached out to take the bag and arched a brow while he began to dig through it. Following her toward the kitchen, the notion of food caught Sam's attention. Is that a baby shark costume? Rain laughed, examining it curiously.
A shark, huh? What, because of the teeth?
I think he'd look cute running around with a fin. He could be a little vampire, too. She caught sight of his standard Dracula costume and sighed.
I can hear Sorin laughing at me in the back of my head.
Vance shook his own, putting the shark costume down to pick up the Dracula one instead.
Insinuation much?
She likes him, Rain shrugged. He could be a shark, Dracula, or, she rummaged through a bit more, a little grizzly bear, complete with the ears on the jumpsuit.
She's really getting a kick out of this, isn't she?
She hasn't had a kid in a long time.
You guys are having a lot more fun with this than I am, that's for sure.
You don't let yourself have fun. Rain ruffled Vinny's hair. She wants to bring him to the parade today.
Be my guest.
Setting the costumes aside, Vance got up to rub his head, which still hurt thanks to his brother. Back in the kitchen, Jenny set to work making breakfast. How are you feeling, Samuel? She asked as she took out a waffle machine. Still kind of buzzed from last night, and don't call me that. I hate it when people call me that. Sam, could you set the table? Yeah, I guess. How many places? 5, though Vincent is still too young. Providing a nod, Sam brought his fingers to his lips. Whistling loudly, he shot a glance toward the cabinets, which suddenly opened on their own. Flinging out several plates and utensils, the table began to make itself, and the doors closed as he took a seat. 5 places. Just don't ask me to wash them later. Why not? Did you not have chores at home? Home? Sam looked back as Rain and Vance walked in. I had chores at home, but I ain't got one of those anymore, so I think chores kind of ceased to exist along with it. Package deal, you know? Jenny gave him a look. Rain is heir to a vast fortune, and she still does chores. You, she pointed a fork at him, are no different. I think the whole chores thing ended when I became all-powerful. Sorry.
Please.
Vance pulled up a seat.
You're just a kid with a complex.
Look who's talking. Reaching for his plate, he stopped to stare down at his nails.
How much of that stuff did you infect me with?
Let's just say that's your new Halloween costume, pal. Vance did not look pleased.
You're such a dick, you know that?
Karma.
No, it's not karma. You're an asshole. You know, if you keep using that stuff, you're gonna wind up losing yourself to it if you haven't already.
Pfft, chill out, man. I got this. Sam ignored his remark with a swat of his hand. I know what I'm doing.
No, Sam, you clearly don't. Grimdark isn't something you just fool around with. You're way out of your league. It's a drug, and we all know how much of an addictive personality you have. It'll corrupt you, chew you up, and spit you out.
Dude, shut up. I'm more powerful than you are.
No, the archetype is, and you're not the archetype. You're just the host, and as such, you are as vulnerable to the darkness as everybody else. I can control Grimdark. It works for me. You can control it, but it doesn't work for you. It works for that thing. The more you use it, the more it's going to affect your mind. Watching the two of them argue, Rin loaded her plate full of bacon. Do you guys have nothing better to do than bitch at each other? Sam, you're now a Grimdark junkie, and your mind has been messed up for years. Vance, the more you curse in front of your brother, the more of a jerk you look like. Yeah, Vance, why don't you just shut your mouth? Sam mused while Vinny continued to reach for his brother's antenna. Sam, you still have not answered my question, Jenny said hotly. I'll make it up to you for the food, but come on, let's play fair. They gotta pull their own weight around here too. Vance takes care of Vincent, and he's also taking Rain to the dance. That is enough of a chore. What? Rain cut 2 waffles apart sharply. He is not. I do the dishes every other day anyway. Who says I'm going to the dance?
Vance dropped a piece of egg off his fork. Hey, come on, you could do your whole Beetlejuice thing. It'll be cool, man. We can rock this place 10 times as hard as Greenville. And besides, isn't the school around here Catholic? Man, won't that be a hoot? You two morons are not coming to my dance, Ren said promptly. I'm not going. Aw, come on, Rain. You're seriously gonna pass up an opportunity like this? You know how much chaos we could cause between the three of us?
Well, if you're so adamant about it, why don't you just go yourself?
Vance muttered while his brother continued to tug. Rain, this is your first Halloween, Jenny protested. Please have fun. Don't deny yourself the holiday.
Why don't you let her take Vincent? Vance shrugged. I'm sure he'll be the life of the party. I don't do Halloween.
What? What do you mean you don't do Halloween? Sam stammered. Don't be hating. Vance, please take Rain. Jenny, I don't need anyone to take me. She was starting to lose her appetite.
I'm not interested, thank you.
Aunt, Vinny crooned, yanking his antenna back and forth.
Vinny, for the love of God!
I think it's a sign he wants you to take her.
I think it's a sign he's gonna make me go deaf. When is this stupid dance anyway?
All Hallows Eve, Ren rolled her eyes, to keep the Catholic girls out of trouble. The parade is today, Johnny mused. May I bring Vincent?
You can take the kid, but I'm not going.
Johnny looked heartbroken at his refusal. It's okay, really, Ren insisted. I wasn't planning on going no matter how hard you or Leah tried to convince me. What if I make him go? Sam snickered.
Excuse me?
Sam, whatever you're thinking, don't do it. Oh, come on. You know how long I've waited to get back at that douche over there?
Well, you're gonna have to wait even longer there, Sammy boy, because I'm not doing it.
Can we just stop talking about this? Ren finished her waffles in aggravation. I'm going to the Halloween parade with Leah. Johnny, you can go with Vincent.
Have fun.
Vance got up to walk away only to wince as his brother yanked even harder. Spinning around, he actually bared his teeth and the little boy let go with a gasp. Whoa, chill out, man. He's just a baby. Don't take it out on him, Ren snapped. It's not his fault. Wow, what a spoiled sport. I think the two of them should totally go together. That is what I said, Johnny sighed. This is Ren's first Halloween, huh? Sam asked once she had gone upstairs. Did she ever actually tell you what went on in Greenville during our homecoming? She told me she went alone and Vance essentially ruined it. Not quite. Johnny's eyes flared as Sam recanted the story. That explains quite a bit. To think that Vance would have killed himself over a girl seemed to baffle her, though she could remember a time when she felt similar. I think the two of them just need a little incentive. What kind of incentive? Well... Leaning back in his chair, he looked at his hand and a torrent of dark energy began to swim through his fingers. You wouldn't happen to have any punch, would you? He'll never forgive you for using Grimdark on him. It would be unwise. Let me worry about Vance. You just take care of getting Rain to agree to go with him. As much as she pushes people away, I think she just wants the attention. Somebody to notice, you know? Liz was the same way until Vance came along. He had her singing like a pop star, and she was loving it, by the way. Rain's not into singing. She prefers to have friends. I think Rain needs to lighten up. I mean, it's Halloween, right? Trick or treat, eh? And who better to play the trick than the person they invented the holiday for to begin with? You invented Halloween? I do not think you were around for that, my dear. Well, not me per se, but if you're willing to make a bet, I'll hit you up for $5,000 right now since Halloween is my holiday. It might be your holiday now that you're the Lord of Darkness, but it belonged to the Celts originally. Yup, it did, Sam grinned. But it totally goes further than that, and I can prove it. I don't know if one of those two bozos told you, but I used to be a normal guy, he informed her. Except there was this little matter of a hitchhiker. I don't really believe in coincidence. The fact my family is partially Irish probably has something to do with it, but there's a reason that thing came after me in particular. So how about it? $5,000 says I can prove that Halloween belongs to me. Rain mentioned your fate will be a particularly unpleasant one. Leah is Irish, and I don't see her making that claim. But I'll accept your bet. I have money to spare. Your loss, he chuckled. Got a computer? Google Sam Hain and try not to cry when you have to pay up. It's only $5,000. What are you, a millionaire or something? Yes, actually. Sam Hain, she echoed curiously. Like the holiday salmon? You think my parents had a sick sense of humor or what? The vampire had to laugh. I think your parents tried a little too hard to be Irish and made a mistake in naming you. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that, considering the archetype was totally waiting for some dumb shit with my last name to name their kid Sam. I suppose everything happens for a reason. Do you want cash or check? Cash would be nice.